6:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, read by Soundithavam. A discussion on establishing an all-party government is scheduled to take place on Friday. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party says it does not agree to abolish the executive presidency. The Kagala magistrate orders to arrest and produce before court all police officers involved in the shooting at Rambukana. Steps have been taken to maintain public transport services without any disruption. Another 3,600 metric tons of gas will be brought to the country tomorrow. The Committee on Public Enterprises says the revenue from state-owned enterprises should be duly received by the Treasury. In foreign news, Russia cuts gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. In sports cricket, the Sri Lanka emerging team tour the United Kingdom. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that as a policy, he is agreeable to establish an all-party government. It has been informed to all party leaders in Parliament through a letter. The President has requested them to arrive at the President's house at 10:30 a.m. on Friday to discuss the matter. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that the President has not asked him to resign. During a meeting at Temple Trees today, the Prime Minister said that he is certain that the President would not ask him to do so. The Prime Minister emphasised a programme will be implemented to build the country even by getting foreign aid. He pointed out that many measures were taken to develop the country, which was a barren land. The meeting took place with Pradeshya Sabha chairmen, mayors and district leaders. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party has decided to support only limiting of powers without abolishing the executive presidency. The Central Committee of the party, which met under the patronage of its chairman MP Maithripala Sirisena, has taken the unanimous decision in this regard. The Central Committee is of the view that it can only support a constitutional amendment which gives the essential powers to the President to protect the unitary nature of Sri Lanka. The committee members pointed out that certain elements inimical to the country are proposing to abolish the executive presidency. The Kagala Magistrates Court today ordered the IGP to arrest and produce before court all police personnel involved in the shooting to death of a protester at Rambukana. The directive was issued by the Kagala magistrate Vasana Navaratna when the case was taken up today for the third day. The magistrate ordered the arrest of police officers who ordered to open fire on protesters and the officers who opened fire during the protest in Rambukana, which led to the death of a protester and injured several others. The Ministry of Transport says that railway and SLBC trade unions will not take part in the scheduled strike tomorrow, which is to be staged by several state sector trade unions. The minister said private bus services will also not join the strike. Following a discussion with Public Transport Services Trade Union, their representatives have agreed to maintain public transport services as usual. Minister Dilum Amanugama said that the IGP has been informed in connection with providing security for public transport services tomorrow. Another 3,600 metric tons of gas will be brought to the country tomorrow. Litro Gas Company announced that distribution of the gas stock, which was unloaded yesterday, has commenced. The company said 100,000 domestic gas cylinders will be distributed daily. It further said that gas cylinders have been sent to agents island-wide and will be sold under new prices. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The chairman of the Committee on Public Enterprises, Professor Charitha Herath, said that the annual revenue earned by state institutions should be properly received by the state treasury. The committee noted that although the State Timber Corporation had earned an operating profit of 1.4 billion rupees for the year 2021, only 100 million rupees had been transferred to the state treasury. The COPE chairman said state institutions should be prepared to send a significant portion of their earnings to the treasury. He made these remarks when the State Timber Corporation was summoned before the COPE recently. The Navy has recovered several explosive items secured to the seabed by means of a buoy during a search operation carried out in the Nayaru Sea area yesterday. Among the recovered items are 4 water gel sticks, which are used as commercial explosives, and several other items used for detonation of explosives. It is believed that the setup has been made ready with the intention of using it for blast fishing. The Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira, has requested teachers and principals not to allow any injustice caused to the children. He has said that they should be committed to protect free education. He has pointed out that trade union action will disrupt free education. He added that the children should be empowered with education to overcome development challenges in the country. And that concludes local news. On to the main news story. Sri Lankan stocks rallied, marking their first day of gains since April 5th, after the World Bank said it will allocate funds to ease the nation's economic crisis. The Colombo All-Share Index ended 6.8% higher after losing about 15% in the past 2 days. The blue-chip S&P Sri Lanka 20 index surged 14% and came to you in the main news story. On to Watchlight. The Education Ministry said school-based cut-off marks of the Grade 5 Scholarship Examination 2021 will be issued by the first week of next month. Based on the cut-off marks, the students who passed the scholarship examination can apply for admission to popular schools and came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Making world news headlines, Russia cuts gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. 11 electrocuted during an Indian temple procession. And Israeli report says anti-Semitism is rising worldwide. Russia's Gazprom has suspended gas deliveries to Poland and Bulgaria, citing the two countries' refusal to pay in Russian rubles, prompting accusations of blackmail and emergency talks at the European Union headquarters in Brussels. In a statement today, the Russian energy giant said it has completely suspended gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria due to the absence of payments in rubles. At least 11 people were electrocuted and 15 others injured during a religious procession held by a temple in Tamil Nadu in southern India. The police said the accident occurred when the temple chariot came in contact with the high transmission live wire at Thanjavur district. 2 children were among the dead. Officials said the toll could go up as some of the injured were critical. A study by Tel Aviv University has found the number of anti-Semitic incidents around the world dramatically increased last year. The report identifies the US, Canada, the UK, Germany and Australia as among countries where there was a sharp rise. It says this was fueled by radical left and right-wing political movements and incitement on social media. Back to the headlines of the world news. Russia cuts gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. 11 electrocuted during an Indian temple procession. And Israeli report says anti-Semitism is rising worldwide. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by... Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The Embassy of Sri Lanka in Brussels conducted a workshop titled Coconut Wonder, Truly Sri Lankan, to promote the export of Sri Lankan coconut kernel products to Belgium. The Sri Lanka Export Development Board, Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and Federation, Chamber of Commerce and Industries coordinated the participation of the exporters of coconut products in Sri Lanka at the workshop on a virtual platform and came to you in Development News.
Development News was brought to you by... The coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Sports News is brought to you by...
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
And in cricket news first, the Sri Lanka emerging team will tour the United Kingdom to play 3 4-day games and 3 T20s during May. A 32-member cricket pool has already been formed to focus on the tour. The selection committee is expected to prune it down to 22 members and 18 players will finally make the tour. The team is expected to land in the UK on the 1st of May. The series will commence with 4-day games and while the T20s will be played at the latter part of the tour. On to netball news. The Sri Lanka Netball Federation President Ranjani Jayakodi said the Sri Lanka netball players have begun training with focus on the Asian Netball Championship and residential training will commence on May 1st at the Navalapitiya Indoor Stadium. She said at the moment they are having a 21-member national pool and they are training under national coach Hyacinth Vijayasinghe. That's sports news, business news up next.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022, remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Ceylon Bank announced the enhancement of its online transaction security protocol to EMV 3DS2 for both issuing and acquiring stages, becoming one of the first banks in Sri Lanka to do so. This upgrade will ensure superior fraud prevention ability and a seamless customer checkout experience for Ceylon customers on their Master and Visa card-based transactions. That's business news. We look at economic news next.
Business news sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
In economic news, the chairman of the Ceylon National Chamber of Industries, Canisius Fernando, says that the majority of local industries are under threat today. In a press release, he has said that business environment has been tightly encircled by an indecisive triangle of economic difficulties, political uncertainty and social unrest. That's economic news and on to the weather report. The Met Department says that showers or thundershowers will occur in most parts of the island during the afternoon or night. A few showers may occur in the western and southern coastal areas during the morning. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters may occur at some places in the western, central, Sabragamo, Uva, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Matara districts. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. A discussion on establishing an all-party government is scheduled to take place on Friday. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party says it does not agree to abolish the executive presidency. The Kagala magistrate orders to arrest and produce before court all police officers involved in the shooting at Rambukana. Steps have been taken to maintain public transport services without any disruption. Another 3,600 metric tons of gas will be brought to the country tomorrow. The Committee on Public Enterprises says the revenue from state-owned enterprises should be duly received by the Treasury. Russia cuts gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. And the Sri Lanka emerging team tour the United Kingdom. And that concludes this evening's news broadcast. And now it's back to your hostess, Chandima Virakun. All yours, Chandima.